Hey, did any of you realize you can skip this cutscene? Yes, you probably did. Well, I'm doing pretty okay, aside from the part where I did just finish editing a video and that, well, may have fried my brain a little bit? Question mark? So the video is going to end up being not quite 40 minutes, and I got it done a lot faster than the last few videos that I edited, you know, relative to like number of days since started between start and end, pardon me. So yeah, that almost makes it sound like I got lazy. No, I'm trying to indicate that I spent a lot of my time proportionally working on that. Or perhaps I just got faster at things, but I don't know if I'd put that past me. That seems like a load of... Well, that seems like a load of nice free early artifact, but what I was saying about the other thing was that seems like a load of butts. Also seems like a load of butts is that we're going to have some going to just where the missile launcher is at the start of the game anyway to proceed. Which usually the reason why I don't just like say, okay, start with missile in order to increase the amount of places is because we've already got 2 from the space jump. We should be able to usually get a missile in one of those. Like, again, there's 50 missile upgrades and 100 checks total, so we just kind of lost a coin flip, I guess. With an asterisk of the fact that there are a couple of other things that are also pretty good, like Morph Ball gives us some more free checks, so that way we don't have to go immediately to Hive Totem. And we can have fun. I mean, that's a little mean, but I think I now do not remember if this properly switches off the Hive Totem fight or not. Because last time I said that it would skip all the final bosses, and I was incorrect because we still had Meta Ridley. Which is fine apart from the part where it's like, hey, yeah, go find Wavebuster, Chucklehead. I was thinking that because I had been editing a file for running Archipelago recently. Editing a YAML, Y-A-M-L format file to set settings, that way somebody could set that up for whenever they decide to run that. So now my brain's just like, wait, does this actually properly disable the Hive Totem fight, or are we going to be going in there and then suddenly it's like, oh, by the way, yeah, we have to actually do the fight. Well, darn. I've referred to some fights as being like huge time wasters before, but I think this might be kind of one of the biggest ones in the series. Mostly because it's just like, oh yeah, you stand here and you press the button and like occasionally you turn around to aim at different bugs. You've not once enjoyed this fight. Yeah, this is definitely pretty underwhelming, especially because this is your first, like, actual boss fight planet side. I mean, Parasite Queen is also a boss fight that exists, but there's stuff going on in that. And it's... Well, again, I think there's sort of a delineation there because, like, again, difference between a fight in the tutorial section and here's the first thing you have to deal with on the planet, and it's like, hey, here's the least interesting boss fight in the entire Metroid franchise. Yes, you know what I love? Interactivity, and that's why this fight doesn't give me any. The plated beetle is more fun. And I always skip that. We got the ball, so that's an interesting change of direction. Yeah, that Parasite Queen boss theme is pretty good. It's a pity we don't really get to hear that in the rando, but otherwise it's like, oh yeah, re-enable the ability to go back on the spaceship, which doesn't have anything in it to pick up, so it's not exactly the greatest use of your time resources, you know? Yeah. Yeah, of course you do. At least somebody here does. Ah, yeah, we can avoid taking some damage from those things. Now, I believe there's a way, technically, that you can get up to this door of the vault and get this item, but asked if I know what it is. Like, oh boy. Yeah, I cannot quite see the weird room geometry trick you would do with this in order to pull this off. Like, that's still not close enough. It was an attempt, but we're not there if we just do that. So I don't know what it is offhand. Don't ask me to do that. And I have this set to be like agnostic to your ability to do tricks or anything like that. So agnostic is not the word, but it's too late now. It has replaced the actual word, so oops. Anyway, we can go this way without missiles. I forgot that. Oh, we can't go very far. Watch out, that charge beam will hurt you if you let it bounce off of that. There's nothing we can do with training chamber right now because no heat resistance, and besides that, we don't have power bombs. We don't have the grapple beam to get through there. So that ain't it, Chief. To be perfectly honest with you, I just went there because I wanted to see if I could. Because I do not remember. I have a very bad time remembering anything, so even in a video game. So this should mean is that the spot in the back of the ship room should have probably missiles or perhaps some other slightly more esoteric form of progression. But most likely to be missiles, let's be honest. Boost ball. Hey, look, it's that thing that I took like 3 hours to get last stream. Oh my god. Well, that's some more esoteric form of progression. I hope you guys like elevators because we're about to go into the same damn elevator for like the third time in 10 minutes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is kind of why I enjoy randomizers, is because sometimes they do hilarious things like this. Also, as you saw earlier, not everything really bows to the concept of taking damage from Boost Ball, but it is a thing you can use as a weapon. So, there's our missiles. Excellent. Finally, the game opens up a little bit. Actually, a pretty good bit, because we're coming into this basically with our ball and our booster, and oh, that one's bomb sealed, right? Oop, hey. We're getting turned around. Me. All right, an energy tank. We take those. I appreciate that the boss music turned back immediately. We haven't even left the room yet, and it's like, yeah, you're not actually gonna fight this. Come on, we know that. Oh, super missile acquired. When we have only 5 missiles total. Oh, that's slightly bothersome, but that just means we'll have to replenish after every soup. Which is like giving the game an excuse to not give me the good drops ever, you know? Me giving the game an excuse, whatever I said. Goodies? That's pretty helpful right now, as opposed to just being like, oh, it's an investment in the future. Nah, having some extra missile capacity right now, at least enough to be like, yeah, I don't have to rely on a drop between literally every single super missile. That's pretty helpful, because odds are a non-zero amount of things are locked behind super missile progression. They're pretty important, you know? Now, Incinerator Drone remains not a safe place to go. But also, Magmore is not really a safe place for us to go either. We can't fight Flagra. What boost ball locations do we have right now other than, well, the one that we've dealt with as much as we can. The one in Talon Overworld just goes to the space jump, which we already got that. Or the item that was there anyway. Right, yeah, there's stuff to do in Talon Overworld. As always, assuming that the progression is not going to be out here because... Powerbomb expansion, that's pretty solid. We gladly accept those because that'll be pretty useful. Oh, do I not have... Oh, yeah, Spring Ball requires you to have the bombs. That's right. Obviously, so that way you can't cheat. As much fun as it is, just ask... really outdated joke here now. Just ask Tiger Woods. Or Pro Jared. Or, Oh, god damn it. What was his name? Dave Grohl. Right, Dave Grohl. Just ask Dave Grohl. And he'll tell you all about it. Dave Grohl was recently involved. The only thing that I know that he's done that's like bad is that he cheated on his, which is still pretty bad. Obviously, like I'm not trying to be like, oh yeah, that's nothing, but like, certainly compared to some of the other guys that I was making jokes about, that's the only bad thing that I know that he's done. Yeah, no, I don't want to say that being popular suddenly makes you, like, start becoming a worse person, but, you know, it is a very poor idea to ever idolize someone, I think would be the simplest way to put it. Because, yeah, no, sooner or later you're gonna find out that they're not exactly a choice individual. Right, like, there's plenty of musicians that I like of that era that have turned out to be significantly worse people, like Marilyn Manson, but... You know... Let's just basically kind of say it, that, like, hey, a very, very large percentage of people do at least one thing that kind of sucks. And the more popular they become, the more likely you are to find out about something they've done that's questionable. I mean, also the more popular they become, the more people are shockingly willing to look the other way on it, but I actually don't know that people were looking for an excuse to avoid negativity towards Dave Grohl. It's actually because I was reading something else about a guy, and not like a huge story or anything, just like, man, people suck, and in some very odd ways sometimes, but that's enough of that. Hey, we got the gravity suit, and now that we've got regular bombs, oh, by the way, because they don't have proper, like, textures for any pre-Spider-Ball morph balls for gravity suit and phazon suit, get a load of this. Get a load of this! Our suit changes color as we switch in and out of ball. Thank you, game. That's actually quite funny. I mean, we've seen it before in the rando, but I haven't seen it in a minute, so I'm showing it off anyway. Please consult a doctor. Yeah. No kidding. When Samus just rolls up and suddenly all the colloidal silver drains out of her. I assume that's why Gravity Suit is that color. In this game, anyway. In Metroid Fusion, the Gravity Suit is purple. Actually, that's true of, like, every other Gravity Suit in the entire series. It's just this one that's blue. I'm trying to learn how to whistle. Wait. And there's just me throwing out these absolutely ridiculous... Sometimes I wonder why anyone listens to me, and by sometimes I mean with alarming frequency. Yeah, I was like, wait a second. I don't remember it being like that, but it's because the turn is further over. Hey, let's go get a free item before we fight that guy. Excuse me. Thank you, Spring Ball Edition, for the randomizer. I think I said before that that's like one of the big advantages that I love about the Switch version. Which, granted, is because the Switch remaster is very much, well, a remaster of the Wii version, to be honest with you. Because it uses a couple of sounds and stuff that were changed for the Wii version, I realized recently. And in fact, I believe the change actually goes back even further than that to, like, the Japanese version of the GameCube original. I have a Japanese copy of Metroid Prime sitting around somewhere, but unfortunately, I can't really put that to any use because I don't have a Japanese GameCube. Oh, did we just, like, step up a little bit as we... Whatever. Look what I can do. Hey! Now, I can screw that up, but yeah. Good old region locking, which they were doing on like an actual firmware, I guess, end of things with the GameCube. Because way back when, they used to just do it by like cartridge slot. You know, the NES, the Famicom cartridges were different from the NES cartridges. Now, obviously, being in here does nothing for us, by the way. But I just wanted to show off that I could do it. Technically, if I could actually do the one skip I tried to show off properly, I could go into the Ice Beam room if I wanted to. But I cannot, because I'm not good at that. Yeah, you know, NES cartridge used to be different shape. SNES cartridge was different. I've actually modified my SNES to be able to play Super Famicom and European SNES games. It turns out that really all you have to do is you can do this modification easily with like one set of tools, and that's just a pair of snips. Just get some wire cutters in there and cut out the tabs that are in your cartridge slot. It'll be a little bit ugly, but it's quite simple. And if it doesn't work, you get a little bit of sandpaper in there and you make sure you file down the edges and that you've cut enough of the tab out. I actually disassembled my console to do it, but I wanted to make sure that I could absolutely see that I had enough cut out of the cartridge slot. Anywho, the N64 also has something like that too. There is a way to modify it. Unfortunately, it requires tools to open it up, but I'm pretty sure it's just a type of the cartridge security bits. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. I need to do that at some point. But yeah, you know, they really want to make sure that you can't play cartridges for other regions on the consoles, and I will be honest with you, I've never gotten that. Like, there's probably a whole discussion to be had nowadays about how it's like, oh yeah, conversion rates and everything. Because I'm sure that even with the you-know-whats that would actually technically be cheaper to import a Switch 2 to America and games for it, which games are usually multi-language nowadays because well, ease, to put it very simply. That's EASE, not me badly trying to pronounce the franchise. It's just YS. Yeah, we got some more power bombs. Excellent. Excellent. So, I mean, like, from the perspective of money, I sort of understand that, but back in the day, those games were all in Japanese or other languages, so, like, it seems a little bit silly for, say, the SNES, right? And for the Famicom, whoa, forget about it. We're talking about an era, with regard to that, where you also had things like the Famicom had microphones built into one of the controllers on the original FC, on the original Japanese console. So that, you know, even if you could just plug some of those Famicom cartridges straight into your NES, it wouldn't necessarily work for all of them. But also, I'm also very much the sort of person who would not give a whole lot of leeway to any sort of corporate decisions that are basically just like, oh yeah, well, they were upset about the prospect of it losing them money. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? It's not like it would be that big of a loss all considered. It's, as a rule, Nintendo is pretty large, at least nowadays. So if they're like, oh, well, we don't want people to be able to import the Switch 2 and get the games cheaper because I assume that everybody knows this one already, that the Switch 2 in Japan, they're going to have a Japanese restricted console that is cheaper compared to the one that's like all regions. And I just kind of think, well, you know, I am unconcerned with their amount of money at the time, you know, when it comes to that. But if it's back in, like, you know, when they were actually kind of at death's door decades ago, all right, maybe I'd be a little bit more less harsh. There we go. That's the exact way you want to use your words, right? Oh, what do you mean it's not? Also, BT dubs, it really is feeling like... Oh, never mind. I was about to say something profoundly foolish there. I was about to be like, it's like they're pointing me in the direction of wrecked ship. They couldn't possibly, because I don't have wave beam. I only have the ice beam. I mean, I think the logic also dictates a requirement for thermal visor for any of that stuff, but I can't do that without the wave beam. Yeah, and like, again, speaking of corporate stuff, like, reminding me, as usual, that Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy crossover, and it's already the set that's like the most pre-ordered, and they're jacking up the prices that they charge for things for that, which, you know, I already have my opinions about those two companies, but it is also like, man, do you expect me to sympathize with either of you? You know, the company that I'm pretty sure the small independent company, please understand joke got started with, and the company that is now reporting like their biggest numbers ever because of crossing over with that other company. Like, I'm sure there were small indie company please understand jokes long before anything to do with 14, but that's where I first heard any of them, so that's what I'm going with now. Quietly pretends that this doesn't count as, you know, me denying a thing that I just said, even though it very clearly... Am I heat-proof right now? I forget, because it might be due to the options in the thing that it's either like, hey, get a suit upgrade, or it might be specifically get the Varia. I forget how I set that up. Regardless, I should now be able to get the item over at the wrecked ship entrance. I also need to remember to go check Artifact Temple. Melt and find... Thanks. What do you mean my 10 seconds of lava resistance ran out? As I'm just immersed in hot soup in the middle of a Terraria build. Wait. Come on! Open up! There we go. Sorry, go this way. Artifact of Newborn. That... It is very funny to me that the item that is actually there is one of the artifacts. So, in the vanilla game, for those of you who are, for some reason, not Metroid Prime aware, is that when you get here, you find your first artifact, and then all... Well, not all of these light up with hints immediately. Some of them do, not all. But yeah, this is where you start to find out, oh, hey, this is the actual progression, is that I have to find these 12 keys. It's not the Artifact of Newborn that's located here, it's the Artifact of World, I believe? But it's still quite funny because there's only a 12% chance of there being an artifact in this location to begin with. From the randomizer, and just... It's fun when that happens. It's not noteworthy when a missile expansion gets swapped to another missile expansion, like whoopee shit, right? That's... That's half the items in the game, dude. Enjoy the rest of the percents being shit. Yeah, basically. That's about accurate to the randomizer experience, to be honest with you. Anyway, yes, I completely ignored any of the baby jokes because I was busy talking about something else. But... Oh... Other M. I forgot its name. That's incredible. It's amazing the amount of, like, trash games that I'll actually remember the name of. Like, the fact that I remember anything about, like, Omicron at all... Perhaps I'm just ultimately kind of broken in some way. Hey, there's our spider ball. Well, that's a pretty good thing to get. Yup, it sure is. I don't know why I went with that voice, but, well... I'd say we'll have to deal with the consequences, but... What consequences? That's... Yeah, that's it. It's a ball full of spiders. I'm sure that's something that anybody really wants to think about. But also, we've got a proper model now, so we're not just using the incorrect orb. Now we're using a slightly fancier orb. Oh, I know what I can do. I can start off by annihilating all of those beetles. Or like 2 of them. And I can do that. And now I basically just have to go drop down on it, so give me a second here. Oh god, not the bees. Wave beam! Yes! Oh wait, that means that wrecked ship is in logic now. Oh yeah! That makes me so happy. Aside from the several ways in which... Well, actually, no, I don't have thermal visor, so I'm pretty sure it's actually still out of logic, but... If it weren't for that... Shit. I think Sun Tower is still slightly out of logic because we don't have... Never mind. I was going to say we don't have enough missiles. But now we do. Actually, there's a couple items we should go get because they're free. And it's basically just, hey, yeah, go down that hive totem path again, fool. Oh god, not the bees. Yes, yes, yes. Actually, streamer, they're wasps. That's a very silly voice to... It's because I can't do a full Bullwinkle, really, but... Yeah, we'll disregard that part of the problem here. And almost disregard this part of the problem, which is the free item. Ta-da! Yeah, it's definitely feeling like our target here is going to be either Flagra, the extremely takes a long time, or Sun Tower. Or perhaps go to Magmore and discover that, hey, you actually don't die from heat immediately. Or maybe the randomizer actually has a hell run for me this time. That would be awful. Wow, alright. That's because I got thrown off by the fact that I couldn't immediately unball, so I had that, like, oops, did I press the wrong button sort of brain fart? Well, whatever, I don't need all those power bombs yet. 10 seconds later, oh god, I need all those power bombs yet! Yeah, it figures it's just more missiles, but that means that Sun Tower is very doable right now, that's for sure. All right, let's waste some time here. Let's see what the game wants out of us. In the old, usually it's Wavebuster location. Oh, whoops. That was a little lower than I meant to. Ow. What a waste of time and resources. I thought for sure that was going to be something. Note, I did not actually think for sure, but dang it, I was certainly hopeful. Oh yeah, that just resealed itself for some reason. Well, alright then, game. You do you, I suppose. That's right, charge up the wave beam so that way it stops doing like any of its wave beam stuff. I don't even think it goes through walls once it's charged. Which is very funny to me. What a design choice. I mean, granted, I know it doesn't look like the wave beam goes through walls, but trust me. That's actually how all the power things. Are they called conduits? Yeah. Hey, Breesolf. Hey, if you're gonna come in here with your moms, I'm gonna just immediately Breesolf you, alright? I do it on reflex now. I started doing it as a joke, making fun of that one guy for so long that eventually it just turned into me being like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, so I do have it set so it's actually, you do require the correct, you do require the various suit specifically. I probably did that because I was like, I want to make sure that that actually matters. You're big J Salt, man. Ah. Has he done anything except for, like, basically restreams for... God, it feels like years. But the last time I heard you... Like, the last time I heard you say anything about Big Secret actually doing a stream of, like, original material, it sounded like it had been forever since he had actually done anything. And I mean, whatever, he's entitled to do whatever. I'm not here to, you know, say anything like that, and I don't particularly care that much about that, although you know, I won't judge him for resting on his laurels and collecting his coins, but I will judge him for the massive fucking flounce that he did over losing his NES Open World records. Like, dang, man. Of all games for there to be, like, that level of some one person being upset, well, I guess I'm having this weird moment of, like, should I be surprised that it's one that... Should I be surprised that it was a game that was, like, kind of small at the time? And then the guy lost... And then the runner loses the world records? I see. Quick question. Because otherwise this does sound really funny out of context. Does the stream title continue? I know that I'm basically saying, hey, yeah, go click on his channel. Does the stream title continue after Mom is Better, rip, apostrophe, oh god, ellipsis, pardon me. Because without any sort of, like, anything past that, it definitely sounds like probably significantly more fucked than he intended it to. Because now it's like, oh yeah, my mom is better. She's dead, which means she's not suffering anymore, which, I mean, I suppose fair, but like, man, what a way to put it in that case, if that is what's going on. I would assume that there's probably more after that, but, you know. Mostly, I'm just over here kind of laughing, because it's like, that doesn't sound like what you intended to say, sir. You know, I don't necessarily know Big John that well, but I know that if he was going to say something like that, he probably wouldn't say it in public, right? Big John at least has some sort of concern for matters of public image. A statement that I'm trying to make sound as neutral as possible, but I don't think anybody would, you know, be able to take as such. But regardless, yeah, just one of those things that sounds like off enough that it wound up being kind of funny, right? All right, best of luck to you. Oh yeah, this thing is like, this is probably the first like big boss of the game, because it is, so in the vanilla experience, Flagra has the item, the Varia Suit. And Varia Suit is used to protect yourself from heat, which you saw we had a little bit of trouble with that. And, oh, X-ray visor. Well, that's fun. So, yeah, it's positioned such that, now hold up, let me see if I can put this correctly, because, yeah, basically a very large part of the game is behind the places where you need to be able to survive heat. So you tend to fight it very readily in the, you fight it very early on in the vanilla experience, and basically because of how things are arranged, it's not uncommon for it to be an important stop in the rando, just because, yeah, that's how the number of checks and everything are set up in, you know, basically the vanilla game is set up, obviously they were not concerned with such a thing, but set up such that it would very easily be a thing that you have to check early just by virtue of how all the items are set up. I don't think I've ever been in a seed of Metroid Prime Rando where I haven't had to fight it. Get that cursor off the screen, you fool. Professionalism? I barely know the meaning of the word. Anyway, we took the elevator up and down because we wanted to reset the Flogger room so that way we can get the Chozo ghosts to spawn there. And I know for a fact that this works. Unfortunately, since Flagra has kind of an esoteric boss fight mechanic, i.e., instead of a regular health bar, it's that you have to destroy the 4 bomb nodes, and in order to access them, you have to knock the mirror panels up into the positions where they stop focusing light on it. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that Flagra in the randomizer moves at about the same pace as the vanilla game, no matter what gear you have whatsoever. Like, I could come in here with the plasma beam and I don't know, the other plasma beam. Fuck, man. I'm not sure what else I could say is like a second item here to speed things up, but I could be in here with like maybe the flamethrower, because that is actual DPS, but it would not matter. It wouldn't make the fight any faster, because there's only the one thing that works on it, and it's just like, hey, yeah, you have to do this kind of menial task, basically. It's a bit of an odd fight in that sense of things. Because I think that we've done at least enough Metroid Prime randos that you should at least have been slightly able to see that our equipment does kind of affect basically everything else in terms of how fast we can do it. All right, come on, show me the ghosts. That's right. Papa Emeritus 1, 2, and 3 here. Except not quite. What if they were like weird bird people? What if the Pope was like a weird bird man? This feels like a weird theological complication. Do you think a Pope could be a weird bird man? Like if the Cardinals and the Conclave, there we go, that's a term for it. Like if the Conclave all voted for this weird bird man, do you think that they'd just be like, okay, yeah, Feathers is going to be Pope Jonathan the 800th or whatever? I don't know what numbers any of the Pope's names are offhand, except that we had John Paul II a while ago. Oh yeah, the current one is Leo the 14th, so they're called you do have a good point, but I mean, other than the fact that I said Cardinals, but are you sure that wasn't just because I was thinking too much about birds? Could Tony Hawk be the Pope? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Kind of. Listen, I'm just saying that this matter about bird popes is very... there's a lot to it, if you don't really think about it. I would prefer that you think less about this idea of bird popes than I am, because then maybe it'll make sense to somebody. Shit. Even the geyser is just like, yeah, fuck you. This is what you deserve. It's like you get baptized and you start melting. And then some asshole has the nerve to, like, just take a picture of it and make a meme out of it. Wait. No, that's just getting too weird. So... right now, the amount of things that I can check are pretty small. Because I don't think I can survive a hell run in, like, any part of Magmor Caverns to get to even, say, the Fentrana Elevator 1. Or anything. X-ray visor does not allow me to go to the wrecked ship and do the power conduits. What I'm saying is that the only thing I can think of to do right now is the first item in Root Cave. Maybe that'll be very soon, and I'll be able to just go straight down to the Magmor elevator from... I almost said teleporter. But no, it's not a teleporter. It's significantly slower than that. Because, folks, the elevators in every Metroid game are loading zones. That's how they hide the fact that the game is loading in the rest of the game into memory. Is they hide it behind something immersive. Ish. I feel like the elevator... Oh, shit. I actually can't do this. So where do I go from here? Like, you don't actually want me to try to hell run Magmore, do you? That would be stupid. Even more than usual. Huh. Oops. Don't look at me. Well, there's a couple of things I can do. The first is that because I have Spider Ball, a couple of rooms in the furnace area are in logic. And the second is... I forget. Yeah, because I can go behind the... I can do basically the entire behind the furnace area. I can also... I'm trying to remember what the other thing I can do here is. And it ain't working. Well, I can't go across the lava room. That's just not doable right now. Oh yeah, that's right. It's the generator room or whatever it's called. Which is not useful, but my brain wants to be like Dynamo, but that's that guy who annoys you all the time in Mega Man's X6 and X5 and X6, pardon me. But it's the room behind Charge Beam. And there's a spider track in there that you can use once you have Spider Ball. And usually it's just for a missile pack, but it is a randomizer. There's technically approximately a 50-50 chance that it's not that. Grapple Beam, that opens the first item in Root Cave. But we're all the way out here. We may as well get some other crap while we're at it. Make it feel like our journey was worthwhile. You all right there, buddy? Yeah, just a missile expansion. Oh, well. That's fine. Oh, we can... probably Hellrun Training Chamber. Yeah, I think we should have enough HP to be able to just go, fuck it, gun it, and just get through there. We just might not be able to actually get the item in there. However, I am going to use the save station first, so that way I don't end up losing all of this progress for my hubris. Hubris, which I am spelling Hybris in order to make myself sound extra pretentious. You use the old-timey pronunciation to just, like, you know. Listen, am I wrong about the fact that you should aim for that? It sounds like a Nomura OC. Oh god, So, I was gonna say, does this theoretical character named Hybris just look like Gaia but a boy? He actually is a belt. Ah! No! Crap! Uh-oh. This has gone horribly wrong, everybody! No! That might be doable if I actually grapple beam properly, but... Yeah, I think I got what I deserved there. All right, so let's try to not screw this up and just make absolutely sure that this is doable.
I need to throw a wrench into their plans. We're up, Steiner. Sorry.
Get
a good comeback. My humor meter is on empty.
Oh, so I think the problem may actually be that we can't grapple while taking damage. So, yeah, I was wrong. It happens. Because it's like we're starting to, but we're dropping out of it immediately, which doesn't make sense. My finger was on the button the whole time. By the way, thank you for the 100 bits. I'm sorry. I was analyzing the fact that I've never been in that position before to know that that wouldn't work. But now we know, and knowing is, well... I think due to inflation, knowing is now only like 41% of the battle. The increasing amount of other stuff in the battle is trying to figure out how much of those Google results that you were looking through in order to start knowing are AI. Anyway, easy jokes aside, let's do this instead of going into the the entire back rooms for that area. Because... I'll get to it eventually, though. Don't worry. It's not like I'm skipping out. I'm just... I forgot. That's all. I got so caught up in the, like, oh, hey, can I do this goofy thing? And then the game said, no, you can't do this goofy thing. And I was like, oh. What the hell was I talking about again? Goodies? That's not bad and potentially helpful, but otherwise it's certainly not progression as such. I don't know why I'm making that noise. Steamed right or something? I don't know. Alright, now there's plenty to do over on this side of the map, and we can start things off with a power bomb, because... yeah, here's this thing where I have difficulty seeing the shadows on certain parts. So, I have a strong tendency to drop off. And see, this time I can see that one pretty good. Whoop, 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 whoop. Truth be told, there's probably not much reason for me to kill all those parasites. They don't deserve it. All those worker and parasites. Wait. Yeah, that shadow looks like it's a little out of place when I do that, too. And yeah, here's the one where my ability to see where I'm going to land until it's too late is very poor. Hey, there's some nothing for us. Excellent. Oops. Excuse me. It's alright, I got plenty of power bombs. I don't even need that many over here. Because there's... Oh. Yeah, no, break the thing first, you fool. There's nothing here that gets destroyed by power bombs specifically, so... If I screw up and misuse a couple of them, it'll be fine, I'm sure. I'll take an E-tank. Probably use a little bit of E for this. Wait. That sounds much worse than anything I usually say. Yeah. No, it's the other side of things where we do that, right? Alright, well, we get only the one spoop in this section, which is fine by me, because fighting these guys can be kind of a pain in the butt. Although we have the X-ray visor, so that's severely disarmed. Where am I? Oh, it literally knocked me all the way back. Because it didn't want to deal with my shit. Okay, I get it, game. I get it. Oh yeah, remember to do this first. You know what? Let's do the ice beam one first, actually. Yeah, the ice spreader. Not useless, but it does not actually get us anything, like, useful. Listen, it's no flamethrower is what I'm saying, but... compared to... You know, the Wave Buster kills bosses for us. It gets us through Meta Ridley. It lets us deal with the invisible security drone without... Well, we don't have to worry about that shit anymore. We have the X-ray visor. And obviously, the super missile we already have, so... I guess what I'm saying is, game, I'm not going to be fighting Metroid Prime itself. I don't need that. Oh, I don't even have to scan that, do I? I can just go in and bomb it. Alright, yep, there's the drainage. Hey, how's it going? How did your... whatever you were doing go? I was gonna say your match, but that ended before you showed up, right? I had the timing on that. Because I forgot, because, well... You know... Hard to watch a stream while doing another stream, right? While you're playing it... while you're streaming yourself. I mean, I guess I probably could have, but... Could open it up on a side device and be like, hey, I'm not logged in. This view doesn't count for GG speedruns. Well, darn. Oh, nice. Well, plus, I think it's cool that it's not, that you didn't just completely watch the other guy, right? That you didn't just immediately beat Leaf uncontested. The fact that Smash TV runs are getting... That other Smash TV runners, pardon me. Runners, not runs, although... Runs is sort of also true. That there's that level of competition to it, is what I'm trying to say, if I could ever say even one word correctly, but that seems like a bit of a stretch. Oh, that's where the... Oh god, I see the rain particles now. Wow. Well. Yeah, this is the thing that I was screwing up a whole lot last time. And now we can see why. There's our artifact of strength, which puts us up to 3 artifacts, I believe? Possibly 4. You know, there's a way I can check this. And it's by overpressing the button. Yeah, okay, it's only 3. It's in Phendrana, so we would need heat proofing for that. Magmore, Phendrana, so 3, 4. Hydro access tunnels. So far we're 4 that are behind Varia. 1 that's behind Thermal Visor. 5 behind Varia. Life Grove. Life Grove is the place where you get... That's where I'm going now. So that's that one. Chozo Ruins Main Plaza. That is going to be on the other side of Training Chamber then, surely. Phazon Mines Main Quarry. I could get that, I think. But also, the idea of going into Phazon Mines with only 3 energy tanks and only 1 suit's worth of defense, ew. Yeah, you've got to time this very... It's kind of bumpy and a little bit awkward, basically. God, how did I get so bad at this? I used to actually be really good at this part. I swear. There we go. We're here, actually. It's fine. Man, it was just a missile. That's alright, but there's a ton of them. There's tons of them throughout the game, so meh. Stand up, pick this up. Oh, that'll make any sort of digging through Phazon Mines a little bit easier. Alright, that lifts up the thing. Get in the spinner. There we go. There's our artifact of nature. That puts us up to 4. Just mash that button as hard as you can. Stick and move, stick and move. Just don't move too much. The platform you're on is tiny. And I start lapsing into an accent that's definitely not my own. Tiny. Ugh! Ouchies. Alright, well that's 1 down. It's tiny like a tiger. Yeah. God, we played those Crash Bandicoot games a while ago. Well, by a while I mean the last couple that I played were just a couple of weeks ago, so. It's very strange to think about how many of those are actually on Nintendo hardware when it's very much a franchise associated with the PlayStation and stuff like that. I mean, we played Crash 4 on Switch. We played the other Crash 4, as it were, on GameCube. I actually have like all of the... Yeah, I have all the new generation Crash Bandicoot games that were released on Switch, obviously. On Switch, I have the Insane Trilogy, I have that Crash Team Racing remake, I have Crash 4, obviously. How weird. Well, I guess the the Switch kind of has become like a port machine for everything, right? A boat? Wait. Wait, no. That's sort of backwards of, oh, I'm bad at this. Ugh, I'm bad at this. Well, we can get at least a couple of things here without me feeling like I'm going to get horribly murdered. Alright, come on, open up. Yeah, I thought this was main quarry. I wasn't necessarily completely sure, but... Alright, where's the guy? I hear him. Whatever, we'll just freeze the turrets. Freeze them turret guns real quick in order to get our save station ready, because yeah, just in case this turns out to be like really painful, which it will. The phase on mines is the part where the game really stops fucking around, like, ooh boy. Get that thing. Wait, I think technically this item is supposed to be locked behind thermal visor, but let's see if I care, right? However, we're not locked out of the other item by logic, but on the other hand, oh yeah, no, it's upstairs from here. Right. Whoops. Derp. I mean... Grapple to... What's... Oh yeah, that's right. I remember now. Anyway. Yeah, that is... Like, I think it's logically blocked by thermal visor, but I don't care. That one's like probably the easiest of the power conduit puzzles in the entire game. Because it's just a grate right there. Nothing blends in with it whatsoever. Well... I don't have a good follow-up for that, actually. That's... Okay, no, that's not a... I'm sorry, I was misinterpreting that ice beam door as being an item dot. Whoops. Somehow my brain just completely switched off at the idea of them being on the map, but that's because it feels like it's useful to come out of there a lot of the time, but honestly, it's not. Whatever. Maybe I also just was like, no, that thing that I'm being presented with is too easy. Nice. Do like a good energy tank. Even a mediocre one is usually pretty alright. I don't need to switch off those turrets. Oh goddamn, this room takes forever to load. Maybe I do. There's a couple behind the corner here, if I'm not mistaken. No, actually, not until later, I guess. Alright, let's go, wave troopers. My favorite enemies, aside from, like, everything else. Ah. Yeah, it's only 3, but still. It is an enemy type that kinda sucks. Alright, turn the X-ray back on because I think there's another shadow fighter in here. Yeah, there he is. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's just like, hey, how to solve problems. So anyway, I started blasting. Oh, that guy wouldn't have dodged if he didn't have cover. I would have got him for sure. Come on, the ice beam is slow, but it's not that slow. Alright, let's deal with Big Bill Hell here real quick. This guy take like 3... Well... Okay, asterisk. He takes like... I think he takes like 3 super missiles if they all actually hit him and he's not putting up his shield. Ah, yes, I love landing on the shockwave. Okay, no, so it's more like 4. Well, that's quite handy to get then. Oh, no, that's not the right scan. That one, however, will realign our platforms. I don't need the cutscene. Who am I kidding? I've seen all these before, I just forget I can skip all of them so much. Just super mislit. Or don't, I'm just using a regular charge shot apparently. Ah, I see. There's that motherfucker. Get that thing out of here. Get that shit out of here. Ah, those won't do. Those won't do for that. Dang. Hey, Iron Fury, how's it going? Hope you're having a day that doesn't suck for you. Ah, yes, that one red tagged message that says security alert, and like, I don't think it actually does anything. It's just flavor text. But it's the only one that doesn't add anything to your logbook or anything like that that's tagged red for some reason. Well, you're on vacation, so it could be worse. Well, we take those, you know? On vacation, so it could be worse, seems like not bad by your standards, you know? Yeah, I mean, fair. Oh, we got the flamethrower. That's not doing anything special for us. Especially we don't have a plasma beam right now to use it with, so... Thanks, game. Yeah, hope your birthday's a pretty good one. Yeah, I remember these guys were in here. I was like, wait, is it generic pirates? But why would it be generic pirates? Come on. I wonder if I've ever considered not being ridiculous, but I know the answer to that, and it's no. Yeah, unfortunately, although we can exit the holder here, we have to still be in when the bomb goes off to be able to rotate the central column. Grinding through Oblivion and breaking it. I mean, I feel like you gotta, right? It's a Bethesda game. You've got to snap that shit over your knee. They give you so many opportunities to do incredibly silly things. Like, why not, right? Well, hey, you just put this right in front of me, so... Fortify your speed to absurd degrees that the game crashes sometimes. Oh. Nice. That's what we like to hear about, is just make the game go, okay, you know what? That's it. Can't take this anymore. Uncle. Nice. Always fun to, like I say, always fun to do the ridiculous shit with games like that. Hey, they give you the framework. Again, you may as well. It seems rude not to, right? Okay, so again, having a bit of like a brain problem here with any spatial reasoning puzzles, so nice. I feel like it would be a great opportunity to have some absolutely ridiculous moves that you could throw in there. Especially because I'm having this, like, brain thing here, right? I'm I'm thinking a little bit. This is sort of a period where people are very into like the ability to do ridiculous movement stuff. Like parkour and shit like that in games are certainly not dead concepts. They haven't become untrendy, right? So just go hog wild. And like I say, Elder Scrolls games and other Bethesda stuff in particular seem like a great place to just be like, hey, yeah, of course we're going to have everything be possibly broken in really funny ways. Well, there's our heat resistance gang. Unfortunately, I'm not feeling like I'm done with this area yet, so while I appreciate the defensive boost, I am going to proceed a little bit first because we've got all of these morph ball upgrades, so like, why the fuck not, right? Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of... My understanding is that there is plenty of silly stuff you can do in Skyrim, but, like, acrobatics doesn't seem to be much of a thing. I think the general tenor of what I remember people saying about Skyrim in terms of its sense of balance, air quotes, was that it wasn't necessarily so much in favor of magic anymore, among a few other things. And it's like, okay, yeah, you can sneak around with a bow, and that's cool. That's a hobby. Ha, we got the guy who was going to ambush us. This is probably the most regular run-through of face-on mines that I've done in a very long time. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, here's a big guy. Yeah, it's like, that's definitely the biggie. So that's the one that, you know, most people know, but it is a little bit like, yeah, come on, you gotta have something else funny in there. I might have to remember to dig through some mods for that at some point, because the last time I played, which was eons ago, well, I gotta asterisk that a little better, because I did play a little bit a couple of days ago, and I did immediately sink into the, oh shit, what do I do now, sort of thing, like, oh, there's so much to do, decision paralysis. But the last time I dug real deep into playing Skyrim for an extensive period of time, the only real mods that I used were one that would allow you to basically decraft items. You know, you start getting equipment, you can break it down into ingots and stuff. Which was quite helpful because I really liked the idea of making my own gear, and it always seemed like I was at a bit of a not having enough of a lot of materials. It also helps to be able to afford more stuff for your house than that, once you get to that point. But yeah, that's a thing to be dug into more in the future. Nice. That's pretty good. Well, may as well make sure that there's nothing here that can be a problem. Also, I kind of fucked up. I meant to go and get the, to disable the force field first, but thankfully I can do that from over here. That's there for clumsy stooges like me. We're just like, oh yeah, I'll go deal with the enemies first, and then... Well... Okay, yeah, no, we don't fight that guy yet. It's later. Deal with that later. But yeah, here's where we fight the invisible sentry drone. I mean, it's stouter than a regular sentry drone too, but still not exactly an impressive enemy. Down we go. The thing was blocking my view. It couldn't have been that free. Right? Oh, no, no, no. I see the water pool. It's fine, it's fine. I don't think I need every single hit point here. Just don't try to plow through any of the walls, because the game won't let you. It's not amused by the idea. Well, there's our thermal visor. And not a second too early. Wait. Save and heal. Let's reset to the start here. Thank you, game. Grateful for that being an option, that's for sure. Alright, so now we've got access to a very large amount of things, to put it nicely. Unfortunately, still no plasma beam, but... I mean, that happens, you know? Like, I guess, goodness, don't ask me to get into a fight, but... Aside from that... We're in okay shape. Technically, there's every possibility that we might not need it to beat the game. It's not like you have to use it to do damage to Meta Ridley. You can damage him with, like, anything, really. And technically, you don't even need the Wave Buster to beat his second form. It's just that it's easier for me. Wow, I'm embarrassing myself a little bit with that. Stop goofing off. Let's go over to the lava chamber. You know, just this room full of lava that the Chozo got. What a completely normal thing to have here, right? Missile pack, alrighty. Now, truth be told, the only point when I'm going to stop caring about those is once I hit like 175. Because again, that should be sort of the magic amount that lets us tase Meta Ridley to death easily. As much as I'm just going to be like, I would really rather have Plasma Beam right now, but like, no kidding. Of course I'd rather have Plasma Beam. Plasma Beam is really, really good. That's right, I don't need to use so many super missiles with these dudes. That's way overdoing it. This is kind of funny because this is literally just a thing from another room elsewhere in the game, basically. Alright. We're at like 120 or something now, I think? No, 115. I was slightly off. No need to see that again. That doesn't matter. Oh, get some lag. Come on. I know it's because it's the main courtyard that we're going to, but still, come on. And yeah, there we go. The Artifact of Sun. We all kind of knew that that was what was there. And by kind of, I mean, yeah. Oh, I can't get on there, so. Yeah, I was gonna say, is that the one? And after I finally figured that out, yep. Ah, that thing was way closer than I thought it was. Whoops. Depth perception, what the hell is that? I wear glasses, I don't have much of that anymore. It's a weirdly far jump, actually. Or maybe I'm just not close enough. That's... Yeah, we're 125, so we're halfway there, everybody, to getting all of them in the game. Incredible. I mean, actually, it sort of is, because we've only been at this for 2 hours. Alright, let's go get the free item here. Alright. Now we go back this way. I think we have enough... Yeah, we got enough power bombs now to get the item in the Artifact of Warrior Shrine. And on the pathway out and then into that tube. Nice, got 2 of them in one shot. That's pretty good. Alright, time for a quick succession of 3 items, and then... And I could go straight to Fendrana, but I kind of want to clear out the rest of Magmore first. We can actually get most of it. Alright. Missile pack. Missile pack, and... Oh, we're on the other side of that room. That's right. Well, that's fine. That's still kind of... Still a pretty quick succession, all considered. And there's our Artifact of Elder, which puts us at, I think... We're at 5 out of 12 artifacts. Okay. Got him. There we go. I don't think I need that energy. Whoa, don't go that fast. I'm not that confident in myself. And another X-Pack. We are slowly getting into a position where we don't really need more of those. Yeah, only 6 more and we're probably good to beat the game when we have Wave Buster. That's not... It's even the wrong menu. Whoops. Let's go take a look at what our other artifacts are still in here, because I think there is still some artifacts in Magmore. Alright, well that one's in Fendrana. Ice Ruins West, I think that means that we do need Plasma. Artifact of Wild is on Fendrana Shorelines. There's a lot of checks there. Life Giver is Shozo Ice Temple. That, I believe, is the plasma check. Warrior is Hydro Access Tunnel, so that's in the wrecked ship. Courtyard. Yeah, so it turns out I was a fool. There aren't any other artifacts directly in Magmore. But that's okay, we may as well pick up the rest of the items. Oh, I can't get that energy, darn. Come on. Fine, I guess I'll just do things this way. I mean, I think the ideal weapon would probably be to use the wave beam on these guys because it homes. But I'm fine doing it with... Well... Alright, fine. I will switch to the wave beam. You guys are kicking my ass, but it's mostly because I'm playing like I don't care. Which is probably not such a good idea because we have not gotten a ton of energy tanks, all considered. At least compared to what I usually get out of this. Alright, get in the hole, Nibby. I would have hoped for the energy tank, actually. Oh, well. It's fine. Don't flip into the thing. Don't get in the hot soup, you fool. And time to save. Oh, well. Do I really want to fight Thardus right now? Nah, fuck it. Let's do it. Gonna have to sooner or later, pretty much, so. It's fine. I mean, unfortunately, this fight does suck a little bit more without the plasma beam, but whatever. It's only a little bit, and we've got missiles for days, so, like, okay. The main downside, of course, and I've discussed this before, is the fact that you cannot target him while he's in his ball form. Which, to be fair, sometimes your shots would just get blocked while he's in his ball form anyway, but that also kind of happens in regular mode, so... Truth be told, it's not that much of a difference. Right, now he's having a bit of a summoning a blizzard or a tantrum here. Alright, come on. Get to the point, buddy. Alright, get him right on his upper thigh. Get him right on his thigh there, and... I'll follow him while he pretends that he's the other rock type in Gen 1. You know, Onyx. By the way, that he does absolutely fuck nothing to me. Wait. No. No. The joke here is Golem, because, well... And yeah, Golem unfortunately gets to be the other rock type in Gen 1 because Rhydon is just an absolute champ. And has been for a shocking amount of time. Alright, now he's having a temper tantrum. Didn't say so. And of course, I somehow dropped the charge shot. Good work, me. The other time was because I was clicking and scroll back up on a thing in the middle of... Dolphin only takes my controller button inputs while I am actually tabbed into it. Which, fair... But also, I am the sort of person who, like, multitasks a lot during stream, like an idiot. And especially for something like this, where there's a lot of just, like, waiting around. I'll do it even more. Yeah, and there's Thardus being a fight that, you know, it typically is. At least one super missile is pretty much bound to get body blocked at some point. Alright. Refill. There's our plasma beam. And of course plasma beam was on fucking Thardus, right? Like, man. What an asshole. Because of course he was holding that. You know, the thing that's really good against him. It just means I could have fought that way earlier and got that and been having a significantly easier time. Oh well. So, I don't think there is a requirement right now for us to go through Pirate Base. I mean, that's probably where Wavebuster is, but... You know, it's not like it's hiding artifacts, is the main point here. I wondered where that guy went. It seemed like he had gone somewhere really weird. There's an artifact. I forgot that this room was named... That, what is it? Ruined Courtyard. Okay, I thought that was somewhere else, actually. I thought that was, like, the boost ball room, I think. Or maybe that was the Sheegoth room. Which, I mean, we can still go there. That's pretty much free. And we have to go to Chozo Ice Temple anyway, so... May as well. Artifact of Truth. Alrighty. Doing good. Doing good. Alright. Open. There we go. Missile pack. Good times. So up there should be our other artifact for this area. Oh, right. Remember to scan it first. Because this is Shorelines. The other watery place is Fendrana's Edge. Yes, there's our Artifact of Wild. So what are we at, like 10 or something? I lost count. Oh, we're at 10. Not bad. Alright, yeah, and this'll be that one, and then the last one is inside the wrecked ship. What am I doing wrong here? Aside from everything. Get back up here. I said, can I learn how to hold the controller, please? Oh, god damn it. I just kill that thing so I can get there with impunity. And I almost don't again because I bumped into that block, which is weird. I've rarely thought about that. Kill that thing real quick. Excuse me. That's right. It's a missile that we need for this first, and then we hop up. Because we'll go deal with that too. This will get us the artifact that's practically vanilla. Yeah, I mean, it's the wrong artifact there, but there's usually an artifact in that location, is what I'm saying. Yeah, I think there's an invisible wall on the item. So they were smart on that one, but for the morph ball location, well, not so clever so much. Oh well. All right. So now here comes the big boy. And you're done. It's an energy tank. That's very helpful, actually, because my HP is absolute butts right now for taking on the final boss. Ugh. I wouldn't like the idea of going up against that with what I have at the moment. And I am at such a point that it's actually close enough that I can be like, oh yeah, that's soon. I got one more artifact to get. Technically, I probably could just go get it and then rush down the boss and have this seed done in half... yeah, I'd be able to finish this in the next half hour in that case, but, like... I don't think I'm that good. Come on. It might be easier if I land the boost ball hit on Meta Ridley's first form. Just by virtue of the fact that I'd be spending less time farting around, but I can't say for sure. Oh yeah, it's over here, right. Let's not be a complete buffoon about this. Handy. Alright, yeah, getting pretty close to the cap there of what will be useful anyway. Unfortunately, not a whole lot of seeing the Wave Buster yet, so that's slightly more disappointing. Come on. Alright, at bare minimum, we can go and get, well, there's a couple things we can get for sure. Okay, yeah, it's just babies. First of all, boost ball room. We already have space jump, so we don't really need to worry about doing jack diddly dick here. Missile pack. That's probably enough now, game. right. I had to press the button to make sure I didn't actually have it. 'Cause if I did, I was going to feel real silly and just be like, well, off we go. Thank you. I don't like those guys, but now that I know that I can just one-shot them with a power bomb, which I don't know why I didn't think of that until like last stream, but that is quite satisfying. Also doing this so I don't have to think about the spider ball patterns. That's pretty good. Back we go, back we go, back we go. I'll take a tank. Hey, come on, open up. This is the thermal visor room. Shot for, oh, there we go, it's a turret. I was gonna say, I thought that guy got behind me somehow. I was going to be very confused about that. Now remember, the scan points in here glitch out at a point. Because of reasons. Alright. That's open. It's a missile pack. And we definitely have more of those than we need now. Alright, so now we're going to be facing stealth troopers. And also Metroids. Wow, you guys managed to, like, spawn behind me. I think it's probably just because they jumped down from above, basically. And because this part of the game expects you to have the wave beam, everything here is wave beam locked, I believe. Oh, I see. That's right. And you just have weird momentum during that. Also, for some reason, those turrets' missile launchers give off, like, no heat when they're firing. I am not completely confident as to how that works, but okay. I'm gonna wait until I could wait until I kill everything to do this, to switch the music off, but it's fine. I mean, it makes things a little more stressful, but it'll be alright. Everything will be fine. And it's Power Bomb expansion. That's probably one of the least useful items we could get right now, actually. Granted, come to think of it, there's really not a large amount of items left in the game. Like, there's, I think, 5 energy tanks left. If my count is correct. And then there's 15 missile packs. 2 power bomb expansions, Wave Buster, and an artifact. Huh? This door's still locked. Oh, I think this happens with this room sometimes, because I killed that Metroid prematurely. Is there another item in here? There sure is. Ah, I see. That's why I couldn't tell. It's because it has the Metroid model. Duh. Yeah, there's another missile pack. Let's cycle the room and go back over there. 1 artifact, 1 nothing. 2 power bomb expansions, Wave Buster, Phazon suit. And then those 20 pickups that I mentioned before. I think that might be it. I think there's only 26 items left. And I bet all of them that I find are going to be more missiles. Somehow. Oh, right. This requires a missile, strangely enough. At least I think it does. Still one more of these chuckleheads? There sure is. I'll deal with that guy later. Got an energy tank. That's pretty good. Alright, so is this scan first? Yeah. Alright, and then we do wall socket. I think there's another one after that, yeah? Yes. See, I did remember, and I didn't even need the cutscene to help me. Hooray! Alright, that starts up the space projector. Which I guess matters if you like scans. I don't care. So I'm going the other way. Gonna go and get the item. And prepare for disappointment. I sworn there was a closer jump than that before, but oh well. I was wrong. It happens. There's the Wave Buster. Holy shit. Alright, we are like almost in go mode. We just have to go back to the wrecked ship. Which means I shouldn't have jumped off of that, but oops. Too late. As we go up here. All right. Almost done, everybody. Let's go and get that last artifact. And then off we go. I assume it's actually in the back end of the wrecked ship. Think of it. I think Hydro Access Tunnel was the... Which means I could have had that a while ago. But... Oh well. That thing is sealed. It's not gonna get that. Ah, crud. I had the wrong beam equipped anyway. Yeah, see, this is the room that I was trying to go down this carefully on purpose so that way I could get all the things on the way. Yeah, I think there is one that's like midway up. Not just that one, is it? Actually, wait, no, this is the room where you have to go down then up. I'm forgetful. Alright, turrets. No, actually, that's a shock. That is now useless. But thanks. Think. Right, I think this is probably more the room I was thinking of. It's the platform. That's some dead guy. It's our second target, out of 3. What's the last one then? What am I? The hell did I forget? I'm saying unless the third one is literally right there, which it's not. It's inside the elevator. I keep forgetting this, don't I? It's next to the elevator. It's close enough to inside the elevator, really. Come on! No, it's a big room, but it's not that big. Yeah, biohazard containment. That's this room. I remember that from last time, I think. Last time? No, it was the time before. Pardon me. Whatever. It was a time semi-recently when we had a really bumpy ride. I guess we're here. We may as well take the free item, right? Yeah, that'll be handy. Come on. Big room is... Oh, yeah, this is the... This room. You got aqua pirates. Right. And these are a little harder to ignore than most enemies just because they're so irritating. Is the correct direction? Yeah. Just looks exactly the same as the other one, but backwards. Dead guy. And in here, this is the room we need to do this in. Right. And there's our Artifact of Warrior. And now we can go backwards, because I think this is faster in terms of reaching a place to teleport to. Teleport from, rather. Because, yeah, there is a save station in the wrecked ship. It's up a bit, yeah. This way. Yeah, as you can tell, I don't have to go this way very often, so... My sense of direction has kind of vanished a little bit for the moment. And so is my sense of landing on that platform properly. That feels like it's doing something a little funky. Go through the door. There we go. Elevator. Oh, I see what I gotta jump on. Whoops. That's a my bad. Up we go. And... I'm going back to just ignoring the damn turrets. I mean, they do damage, but who cares? It's fine. Open up. There we go. Alright. Oh. I let go of those too soon. Well, whoops. My bad. Alright. Save that. No, I don't want to go into the thing again, you goofy game. Come on! Wasting my time with loading times, jeez. Alright, it's time for Meta Ridley. I think he goes too fast for that thing to home in, but I'm trying anyway, because why not? I completely failed to even get anywhere near him to boost ball properly. Alright. Get out from under him. And there we go. That's his first form toast. And now comes the taser. Oh, quit goofing off like that, dude. Come on. Enough of your theatrics, man. I'm getting a little scared. Yeah, and for good reason. He's decided to make that quite difficult for me. He didn't just die in one go. That's pity. However, he did give me a stupidly easy pattern afterwards. And that, my friends, is how you embarrass Meta Ridley, and that is it. We're done with the seed, everybody. I know it says Impact Crater, but it's lying to ya. We won! And in just about 3 hours, that's far and away the fastest I've had on any of these. I think I'm getting better? So let's take a look if there's anything here that we missed. And I don't think there was. That various suit, gravity suit. Oh yeah, Phazon suit, which was in gravity chamber, so it was probably on gravity suit, which is quite funny. Flamethrower, yeah, artifacts. Yep. And hey, it looks like we get a little extra bit of ending there because we must have gone that fast. So game is probably recording us sub 3 hours for that. %81% in 246. That's pretty solid. All right. And to think, I was like, oh, I'll just do half of one today. Well, it turned out we didn't have to split nothing.